We move on to the Sunday nighter, and it is the most exciting game on the card. Buffalo Bills, 3-1, 1-0 on the road at the Kansas City Chiefs, 2-2, 1-1 at home. We're at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Chiefs open up as 3-point favorites. Bet365, BetOnline, Heritage have moved it to 2.5. This total opened up at 57. It's moved down to 56.5. BetOnline's moved it down to 56. Let's see if the cash flow correlates with those market moves. 5,472 tickets in. 38% of the tickets on the Chiefs and 58% of the cash on the Chiefs. 42% of tickets on the under. 88% of cash on the under. Birdie says, my second best bet of the week, KC minus 2.5. Harold Williams, right underneath, is on the Bills at 2.5. Slatsy says there will be points here, but the total is high. Taking Bills team total 26.5 versus a very suspect Chiefs defense. Buffalo comes in off a dominating 40-0 shutout win at home over the Texans. Josh Allen, 28-29 for 248 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Stephon Diggs caught 7 passes for 114 yards. Emmanuel Sanders caught 5 passes for 74 yards. Dawson Knox, 5 receptions for 37 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Bills ran 40 times for 199 yards. Singletary ran 14 times for 79 yards. Shout out to our very own Billy Briz, who said he had to add Zach Moss props. Zach Moss gets the touchdown that Billy Briz had at plus 180. I don't have his stats in front of me, but he had 14 carries for, I believe, around 70 yards. I don't have it in front of me. Bills defense swarmed Davis Mills, sacked him 3 times. Micah Hyde, Tremaine Edmonds, Tyler Matakevich came in as a replacement for Matt Milano, who got hurt and caught a pick and looked very good doing it. Jaquan Johnson also had an interception. Cam Lewis forced a fumble. The Bills limited Houston to 109 yards of offense, 8 in the first half, 6 first downs. Their second shutout in 3 weeks. Buffalo did it with Johnson starting in place of veteran safety Jordan Poyer. He missed last week's game. He's also listed as questionable this week. Lewis filling in for cornerback Taron Johnson. Taron Johnson also listed as questionable this week, missed last week. Matakevich replacing Milano. In our sports talk in Toronto, we get 5:50 a.m. I'm on all the time because 5-9, well, whatever. I won't talk about the fan, but I'm on the Buffalo radio channel all the time, and it's all talk about all the last couple months how deep this Bills defense is. And I knew it was on the front 7, but now we're seeing it right across the board. A very, very deep defense. Chiefs coming off a 42-30 win in Philadelphia. Andy Reid returned to Philadelphia. 100th career win with the Chiefs. First coach in NFL history to win 100 games with 2 franchises. Mahomes goes 24 for 30 for 278 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Tyreek Hill caught 11 passes for 186 yards, 3 touchdowns. No one else caught more than 23 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran 14 times for 102 yards. Darrell Williams added 10 carries for 42 yards, touchdown. Chiefs got 3 sacks, 6 quarterback hits. Frank Clark hamstring, Charvarius Ward quad, and Rashard Fenton with a concussion were all inactive. If we go to their injury report right now, we have them all the same situation. There's a chance that Willie Gay, linebacker, could be activated from the injured reserve. And Joshua Kando's ankle injury, defensive end, is being placed on injured reserve. Ben Neiman has cleared concussion protocol, linebacker. So, that whether Willie Gay comes in or not, they're covered. Crystal Warren says this is first big test for that Bills D. Dennis Garcia says Kansas City doesn't care about many regular season games. Why would they? Last year, Baltimore, this and that. KC cared and destroyed them. All week, you're going to hear Buffalo, this and that. Kansas City brings their best. Dizzy Rothstein says Kansas City all day. Here we go, Bebsie. Most exciting game on the card, Bills, Chiefs.
Look, I think this is going to be a great game, and before I lay a bet, I'm going to sit back and watch where the money goes. I don't like disagreeing with guys like Birdie and Dennis Garcia, very sharp cappers. But what this boils down to for me is, okay, the Chiefs are at home. And Arrowhead is a very, very difficult place for any team to play. And, the Bills got smacked the last time they played the Chiefs. However, this is a Chiefs team that defensively has looked awful, beyond awful. And they're going up against a very talented Bills offense. Now, the Chiefs offense, we all know they're good. That's no secret. Pat Mahomes, pretty solid player. Tyreek Hill, not bad. Kelsey's even a pretty solid tight end. However, this Bills defense has been looking great. And other than a surprise meltdown loss in week 1, this team should be undefeated. 2 shutouts already this year. They are, and not against not great teams. So Miami's okay. But they embarrassed Miami. They didn't even have to try against Houston. I just think the Bills and points is the right look here. Again, I'm not going to jump on it. I'm going to sit back and watch the money. I just think they're a way better balanced team. Look, the Chiefs have an incredible offense. The Bills don't have as good an offense as the Chiefs, but they still have a very good offense. And their defense is great. And the Chiefs' defense is terrible. So the only way the Chiefs win is if this over is hit. So if you're going to bet the Chiefs, you better be betting the over as well. Again, I'm going to sit back and watch where the money goes in this because it's not, a lot of people are going to be like, well, this is recency bias or the way the Bills have been playing. No, I was bullish on the Bills before the season started, and I was shocked by that week 1 loss. I have not been shocked by the way I've been playing since, and I like the Bills here.
I am going to be on the other side. I'm going to take the Chiefs at this -2.5 that Bet365 is making available for me. Let me just make sure that's not a stale line. And it isn't. I think the Bills may end up being a better team than the Chiefs. I think it's possible. The Chiefs may end up not even being the best team in their own division. But right now, at 2-2, coming home, I think that it's a statement game for this football team. Dennis Garcia says this. He says, Buffalo lost to Pittsburgh. I was on Pittsburgh in that game. Then blew out Miami, Washington, Houston. What do all those teams have in common? They all suck. Buffalo quarterbacks face Statue Ben, Brissett, Heineke, Mills. Then he laughs to himself. Raldi says, as a Buffalo fan, I can promise this game has been circled for Bills for months. Stephon Diggs' famous photo of watching the Chiefs celebrate says it all. The Bills may be a better team come December than the Chiefs. But right now, if you're going to offer me the Chiefs at -2.5 under a field goal at home in a game where they need to make a statement to everybody in their conference, this is a must bet on the Chiefs to me. A must bet at -2.5. I'm so fortunate to get the -2.5, and I'm going to bet this as soon as this show is over. So I am in on the -2.5. Now, I agree with you that if the Chiefs win, then that the over should be in play. But I don't make a habit of betting high 50s totals. And even though it correlates with the Chiefs winning, seeing 41% of the tickets on the under and 88% of cash on the under, it goes against something I'm trying to establish here for my own capping. Seeing 38% of tickets on the Chiefs, 62% tickets on the Bills, and then 58% of that cash on the Chiefs and only 42% of the Bills, it works perfectly with what I want to be doing. So I am moving on the Chiefs minus 2.5. And I can't fucking wait for this football game. Bebsie, do you want to make anything official here? Because it looks like those threes are going away. Pinnacle opened this up with Chiefs -3, -110. The Chiefs -3 is now +108. So Bet Online, Bet365, and Heritage have all moved to 2.5. So if you want the Bills +3, I don't want to push you into something, but I would think you'd probably take it now. Now you could buy up to the 3 at any time. But
yeah, like I said at the start, I'm gonna watch where the money goes in this one before I make a play. But it's not that I think the Bills' defense is incredible, because they haven't. It's not like they've been facing difficult offenses. I just think Kansas City's defense sucks.
Yeah.
One team has a good offense and a good defense. The other team has a good offense and a shitty defense. And I understand they're going to get up and play this game. But I don't see it the same way you guys do. And that's fine. We're allowed to be different.
In a neutral field, Bills would be half-point favorites here. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And again, the Bills may be the better team come December. But now,
here's a question. Dennis Garcia said that the Chiefs don't. I can't see the chat, so I have to flip over to it. But he said something to the effect that the Chiefs don't care about regular season games. So why do they care about this one?
Because they're 2-2, and everyone's talking about the Bills. It's a different spot. Usually they're comfortably ahead in the division with nothing to worry about, and they don't care.
I simply don't believe they are that good that they can pick and choose when to give a shit. I think they care. Each week they care. I think that's something we have made up as observers, because sometimes they don't put the throttle down. But to insinuate that a pro football team of championship caliber doesn't care week in and week out, I don't buy that. And I especially don't buy that from a defense, because defensive football players have pride like you wouldn't believe. And this defense isn't good. They're just not. They've got a couple of good players, but they are soft everywhere else outside of Matthews, Tyrann Mathieu, and Chris Jones. They're soft.
Yeah, and everybody's saying it. And I think they're going to listen.
All right.
Whether they can do anything about it, I don't know. But bagging the Chiefs -2.5, -115, 5 cents of extra vig. Moving on this tonight. That is your Sunday nighter. I can't wait for it. And Bebsie has all week to add the Bills to his card. And Bebsie will be joining us Sunday as well.